Joined here by SVSU women's tennis team head coach Jenn Boehm and Nicole Johnson. After a couple weekends the team had, and coach, we'll start off with a couple matches that we had a couple weekends ago at home. Kind of displaced weather-wise, having to go over and play indoors in Midland, but team was able to pick up a couple victories. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, so I think coming out of the ITA tournament, we were glad to get back home and play our first matches, and unfortunately for us, it meant going to Midland and not playing on our courts. But we're lucky to have the facility and be able to get that in, in a timely manner. And really, the two matches were a great start for our team in terms of establishing. We've had a lot of improvement and growth over the last few weeks, and I think it gave us that confidence of the things that we are doing and working on in practice. We saw some of that come to life, and especially in doubles, I felt like we really came out with big energy and then followed that with some really strong singles play. So I was really happy with that weekend overall.
Okay, Nicole, what was it like? Obviously not where you want to be playing it at home, but the victories, how was that for the team? And talk about the team's performance in those matches.
I think the victories definitely helped us gain some energy and momentum going into our next matches, and gave us a lot of also things to work on in practice that we could use to improve even more in our next matches.
Okay, and it's been known, Coach mentioned us earlier, how you're kind of playing with a couple different partners in your doubles lineup. Now usually throughout the year there's something set in stone. What's maybe the challenges to that? Trying to get used to a different partner, and maybe some of the positives that you're getting out of that.
I think some of the challenges, adapting to different styles of play and figuring out how to go about different ways of helping each partner and leading them. I think some of the positives, I've been able to see my teammates grow a lot in different aspects on the court.
Okay, excellent. Coach, we'll jump forward. This past weekend had a really tough away trip, couple really challenging places to play at Lake Superior State and Michigan Tech. Didn't pull out any victories, a really close one on Saturday, but can you talk about those matches a little bit?
Yeah, so we put a lot of time in preparation, especially going to the Lake State match, because that was first, and I think obviously can set the tone for the weekend as to how we perform. And so we spent a lot of time on our indoor surface, trying to get used to kind of that multi-sport surface court they have at Lake State, and I was really happy with how we went in preparing for that. And in doubles, I saw us really put into practice a lot of the stuff that we did, and so I felt good about how we played on those matches. When we got into singles, we didn't quite carry that confidence over, and that's something that once we completed the matches, we spent a lot of time talking about, like, we didn't control the things we could control. And so I think that going forward off of that, the challenge that I put out to them was that we need to be in charge of the things that we can control, and then the result is the result after that. And we can always, deal with a loss if we know we put it all out there. And so I think just we didn't have a feeling of really, we didn't feel that great about how things ended there. We had some great matches, and Nicole and Sarah came away with victories in singles, and I felt really good about how they performed. We had some close sets, some three-setters in the middle of the lineup that could have gone either way, but we needed to clean up some things in order to come out on top. And so going into the Michigan Tech match, we're going to be back on hard courts indoors, totally different match, totally different team, and Michigan Tech has improved tremendously in the last 2 years. They've made themselves a top contender, and so but at the same time, we know we can compete with them. We know those players, and I was really happy with the turnaround and energy and all the things that we were lacking on Saturday against Lake State. We brought it and then some against Michigan Tech, and so we made it a very close match. The score really did not do it justice in terms of our effort against them, and so again, I was really happy with how our team, they played as a team, they competed as a team, and made some matches that maybe on paper wouldn't have been close, were very close, and we put a lot of pressure on them. So I was happy with that match.
Okay. Nicole, I'll finish with you. Coming back home this weekend, a couple tough matches for our team. You know, what are you looking for out of your team and yourself in these 2 matches?
I think applying as much as we can to the match that we've been working on in practice, and just going into it with the mentality that we're going to give it all we can.